ground, but the mind's online. Circuits breathe where the forests shine. Till it streams through the rivers wide. Nature coded the future alive.
Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
But it's just, even so, like, even if he has those three items, if he has a Trinity locked in, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can just turn a fight in their favor. It's going to be difficult for them.
That's why earlier you saw the value that Innocent gets on the bench. Whoa! Now, Crimson Beacon just with light walking up there. Innocent still holding the angle. No, Demon Kite's going to be there. There's going to be a knockup coming in as Demon Kite's able to go for the cables, but he's going to be caught! Oh, clutch! With the cable to actually get away. Sky's already using the Phantom Steed, and now he's going to be back on foot. Oh, Cram! With a dive under tier 2!
That was a big move, and they're still going for the Lord.
Innocent, Father Vengeance going on to Domain. Blazing new weapon, it goes in through it. Innocent still climbing away against two members. Still staying alive for a bit, but gets void blasted down. Skies goes back on a Phantom Steed, now on Barbiel. It's a free Lord as Cram is still able to dish out some damage up top. Edward all alone, isolated, and taken down by the horse.
This Jushin pick is paying dividends in that draft for SRG.
Whoa.
Oh, are they going to go for UA? UA? Okay, he's got Flicker. He's going to be fine, but the turret's going to fall into tier 1. And that was just a great fight from SRG, man. Even for Cram, you know, that one we'll accept right there. That is 100% worth. Jump into the turret. Oh, whoa. They got Demon Kite. The fight for the purple, though.
Demon Kite.
All right, he's got it. But, man, dude, even if they have the purple buffs, it is just getting a little dicey here for Rora Gaming Philippines. For this to work, they have so much ground to cover. Now nearly 6,000 gold behind. It seems like those minor adjustments that were made for this composition from SRG from game 1 are really helping out. Oh no, Demon Kite.
Oh man, no damage whatsoever. Glorious Pathway now. Good falling Star Moon by Edward to stop him from going further. Now it's Demon Kite trying to get a bit more poking, but again with Skies and Cram there, especially with Skies on Barbiel, that ain't gonna happen. Domain gets it with a nature, so at least there's that. But right now the problem is they just don't have enough damage, and now you see why. Domain prioritized with a nature survivability over the corrosion side. Stormy just gets out with the Crimson Beacon, Phantom Steed coming down. You having to flicker out of the real world manipulation, canceling in, and now he doesn't have that.
Doesn't have that available. They are going to keep this Holy Defense shield up. There's no re-engage here from Rora Gaming Philippines. They've just got to kind of buckle in and wait and get to the point where they have the itemization to really turn some of the tides of these fights. Because like you mentioned, Cram's doing a phenomenal job on this Uranus, playing up front, blocking a lot of things for them. And then Humes as well. Again, there's so much frontal threat. Oh no, Demon Kite.
Stun. Skies the Phantom Steed, and he gets the kill on Demon Kite. That's what we call the double horse on
That's a
Fanny
horse on
combo.
horse. That's two horses in one, man.
Two horses, one man.
That's man and horse.
But he's technically a half man, half horse, no?
Technically, there's
So that's
it'd be like a human.
we're not good with numbers.
Yes, we're not great with numbers, but you get what we mean, right? That's a whole lot. Now they're gonna have to deal with this push into the base.
Uh-oh, like when they grab again in the back, that was Stormy picking him up. It's a killing spree for Skies on Barbiel again. Barbiel has crazy stamina, man.
Oh, he's going and going and going, and right now they get what they want, everything they want for SRG, and it just seems like this is almost in that situation. I hate to say it, but it's like, all right, go next for Rora Gaming Philippines, because there just doesn't seem to be much that they can do. They're literally in the situation where it's like you're playing for Domain Kite. Well, even if Domain Kite, now he gets the Corrosive Scythe. So he's delayed with the Trinity by about 3 minutes-ish plus. So that is not where you want to be. Again, he prioritized, right? He prioritized some defense because he had to deal with this, but it still puts them in a really tough position to even contest these objectives.
Exactly. And the initial delay for the corrosion side was already a delay on the power spike. Now you're going to have to get Melfic Roar before you really start to deal damage, because you need penetration against these dudes, dude. You can't go through Uranus without penetration.
Hey, you need the penetration, all you can get, man. Right now, Lord secured. Not much that Rora Gaming in Philippines wants to do aside from put Demon Kite on the other side of the map, let him push a little as he can, catch up what he can. Now, you have to go ahead and look at this lineup as they get ready for the base defense, right? Like, what is the actual potential here? Oh, no. Demon Kite, he's just going to cable on out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't know if he's actually going to be able to get out.
Oh, he gets it. The read on Demon Kite.
Oh, they're all catching up.
Oh, my God. Everybody on Demon Kite. Now it's 4 dudes on the Fanny. They just played a relay race with Demon Kite. Bro, what? What's up with them and Fanny, man?
I mean, they were there with opening arms for Demon Kite, man. That is not what you want to be. And now with 4 members of Rora Gaming Philippines, they have to defend the base.
Oh my goodness. Crap dealt that much damage on the Claude. Now it's about to descend over on Edward. Attack. A big knock. Madonna goes in for the blazing duet that does no damage. Flick around as well. That's a Tsunami Slam.
Oh, Lord's still going to be worked on. They're still pushing in. They're defending for now, but can they end it?
Oh, Sky's going to go down. Edward's still there. Stormy with the pickup now, but it's getting the all in. And Stormy bouncy gives a big into it. Flickers in. Stormy going down. Oh my goodness. Now it's Steven coming to walk up again. Innocent against everybody. Innocent.
Oh, and they're still coming. Innocent's going to the full Valkyrie form.
What?
He's still alive.
Oh my goodness, he gets a double cram now, going in again. That's probably going to be another base turn as Cram is still here alive, and there's no one who can take him down for now but Aurora. How did they defend and get 4 on top of that?
Oh, man. Rora Gaming Philippines somehow defends.
No.
I don't know, man. Some way, somehow.
Dude. It's just so sad. After that play, Demon Cat was like, finally a purple Muffy Cables, and there's a small case. He's like, damn it, man.
No.
Not even.
See, that's the... There's a benefit and a curse to being Uranus players out there, man. You're tanky as hell. Yeah. But the curse is you got to watch majority of the times your team die. Because you're not dying. You know? It's kind of like having immortality. Like, you're going to see everyone grow old and die. Well, unfortunately, that's the life. Yeah, no, that's Steve, man. You know, hey, fighting for the purple.
You was able to find it now. RWF, they're all fighting for it, but Sky to the flag, goes for the flag, and look at the combo! So much AoE! Now it's like to lose immortality as Demon Cat recalls like going down!
And Edward can only dance to the death of the team here. Demon Kite is up, but can't 2v5 work?
Edward, he's trying his darn best, but there's 5 on him. Now it's a Fatty again, who has to deal with 5 members of Selangor Red Giants. And they wipe Rora Gaming Philippines out in game number 2. We are level on the board, 1-1.
I gotta say, man, SRG games just keep delivering. I don't know what it is, but I like to see it. 1-1 in the series against Rora Gaming Philippines, and those minor adjustments that came through from the draft just seemed to, work so well. There was a minor change here and there, but the execution was great. Not only that, but I do have to say, the Fanny picks seem to just kind of shoot themselves in the foot for Rora Gaming Philippines. It was almost too easy for Yums to just be like, I'm going to post up here, I'm going to stun you, and we're just going to go from there. And then they passed around Demon Kai, man. It was tough to be in.
Yums pulled a KSI, bro. It was straight up, I'm on a horse. Dash. Take a look at me. In the thick of it.
We saw him, man.
And he was caught in the thick of it.
He was caught in the thick of it, man. When you're trying to get away from 2 horses, it's just too much to deal with. 2 horses, 2 men, or 1.5 men, whatever it is. This was just SRG's game right here. Just well executed. Phenomenal draft for them, and overall, just a game that SRG needed. Let's throw it over to the panel to break down our game 2.
Minor adjustments with major repercussions, and Selangor Red Giants even up the series after Rora Gaming and SRG battled it out in the first game, back and forth. This time was clearly SRG's playground to shine with. Gotta say, picking up the Fanny, way too difficult to pick Fanny in that kind of lineup.
Okay, I know I didn't say anything, but I told you so. You shouldn't have done that. That was. Did I say it? I did. I said it out loud. That was ego. That was an ego pick, and it might have been too much to expect that it was going to work, especially in the face of a Hylos and the Hylos. That's it. I think the Hylos were the main pain in the side for this Fanny. Demon Kite was playing a different game.
I think there's a little bit more to it than just, the high loss being in his face. Because I was thinking, all right, yeah, sure, this is the ego pick, but this is Demon Knight of all people. He should be, of all people, he should be the one who's able to kind of get away from it all. So the question is, what was the innate problem? The fact is, he literally had 5 above average members just slapping him across the face. 2 of them hung like a horse, and the other one to block up the back door with Uranus. It's really frustrating to deal with overall when you don't have your own purple buff, and the opposing enemy's purple buff is forever will remain uncontested.
They literally hung around Aurora's backyard, the jungle, and as early as, what, 4 minutes, Demon Guy was already starving. And I know that we brought up the whole argument of, oh, yo, this is a different approach to it because they have a backup carry in the Claude. It didn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
Domenkite was just as starved. Yes, he was getting away with a little bit more, but that's because, in my opinion, SRG let him. SRG was, yeah, no, we have a Freya. Don't worry about that Claude. Domenkite will be fine as long as we're starving this Fanny. It's literally a 5v4.
Yeah, and to give Aurora a little bit of credit, it started off with Demon Kite stealing away the purple buff, right?
Yes.
And I was like, okay, that's a right call. But then it just goes to show how SRG sided the lineup was, that despite that trickery that Demon Kite pulled off early on to make sure, saying, yeah, I get your buff, everything is going our way. Wait, why are you going towards my jungle? Get away. He's like, they have nothing to stop them, man. It's just continuously beating down and bearing down on the jungle of Aurora. SRG gave Aurora zero breathing room here.
A lot of it just comes down to like the way that they lane, and I love the fact that the adjustment coming in for Freya is, hey, give me vengeance and it's all over. What are you going to do? You're going to try and gun me down? We made mistakes in the earlier stages. The vengeance ensures that I live even if I get hit by the tsunami slam, which again, great adjustment. But let's look at our upcoming MVP, because let me tell you about him. SRG has been playing a phenomenal game, but without Cram not only dominating the lane, opening up the map, and just being the plug at the end of that flood. Oh my goodness, how do you get past him?
This is his hero. I think more than anyone in recent memory, maybe I'm thinking about Flap, M5 World Champion. Cram is Uranus. This is a hero that's built for what this athlete is really good at, and that is cutting lanes, going deep into your lines, going deep into your base, going deep into your formations, and just being annoying as hell.
Yeah. When Uranus can plug all entry points, it's way too difficult for Fanny to find any opening in the map. Even in those little team fights, Cram can just show up in front of close to Yue, and Demon Kite's wondering, is this still worth it to dive, to try and retreat? I don't think so. I gotta stay back. There's nothing I can do here.
This is literally one of the best heroes to cram your opponents with.
Yeah, no, really, just the penultimate rear end, as some may call it. And I think that, especially when we start looking into the highlights, we just have to keep in mind that shouldn't the Heave be the answer to this? I mean, that's the truth, right? Once you have that Wishing Lantern, all of a sudden you lose a lot of that value from that Uranus because you just can't sustain through the poke anymore.
Yeah. But it never got to the point where the damage reviewer was terrifying. He got his Divine Glaive 10 minutes in. That was a Divine Glaive rush. But then as we saw, when you have a high loss with you, when you have the Phantom Steed that you can ride on, once the Glorious Pathway is down, they don't care about formation. They don't care about the poke. They'll be able to regain that health anyway through the team fighting that they have. Cram, of course, with the Consecration and how the Uranus just works with his passives, means he doesn't have to worry about health. He will regain it there in the end.
Yeah, by thinking, oh, the lantern should solve this, the glowing wand, if somebody somewhere built a dominance ice or a halberd, you're still just solving one part of the equation.
Yes.
That's literally just Cram, and I think that's how big of a game changer he was for his team. Again, in game one, he was on that lapu-lapu. If he overextended, it was so hardly punished. Here, if you overextended, I can just flicker out and then Consecration, do it again in 10 seconds.
And that's a really good point, because when we look at a lot of these fights, how exactly is Aurora actually turning it around on these base defenses and then losing the following fight immediately after? A lot of it is just posturing against your opponents. For SRG, with their lineup, they're not exactly like a tank. They're a little bit more flexible at taking those front-to-fronts from any direction in comparison to Rora, where, I'm sorry, I am a tank. I must be looking at